So this is a demo of Brisk Learning Tools and how you can use them with a website. So the first thing I'll show you is the change level. So if I'm on the Town of Middleton wetland website, I was planning a field trip there with a group of grade 3-4s. I quickly needed some activities to do on the field trip or leading up to. So if I just click change level there, I can change the level of the content of the website. So here it's identifying the website as grade 11 reading level. So I can click grade 3 English and then change reading level, and it will open up a Google Doc. It'll title it and it'll generate text based on the content of the website. It's much more simplified and easy to look at and read. So I could provide that to my students either before, during, or after the field trip. So if I go back to the website and I go back to my tools, I can click create and there's a whole bunch of tools that pop up. So if I click on quiz, I can create a quiz for my students. You can choose the grade level, multiple choice, short response, or long response, the number of questions, and then next. I can make it as a Google Doc or a form. So I'll choose form. And again, it'll generate a new Google form and generate the questions super quickly. And if I were to do this again, if I were to generate it again, it would generate new questions. So I could do it several times if I wanted to get new questions. I can add on after it's been created. I can add on some short responses. So I can adjust the level again, short response or long response, how many questions I want, and it'll add it onto that same quiz. Very, very quick. So I can also, of course, share this with my students on Google Classroom now that it's been created. If I go back to my website and I go to create, I can go to decodable text. I'm going to do multisyllabic words. I'm going to ask it to write a poem. Again, it's going to generate text based on the content of the website. Super quick. So I've just created 3 resources in maybe 5 minutes. So it's got some content about nature and gardens. Again, if I were to generate this again, it would create a whole new one. So I could do this multiple times. It gives me a list of the multisyllabic words at the end. So just as an example, if I were to do that again, decodable text. Let's just see if poem works. Okay, so that's the second one. Okay, so it's similar. They've got butterflies flutter, but it's a new piece that's been created really quick. So if I go back to create, I could write some math word problems. Okay, create some math word problems about this page. Addition and subtraction with 3-digit numbers. I'm going to say no regrouping. include the names Brittany, Brian, and Jesse. Okay, I had it set at grade 3 level. So leading up to this day, I could include these word problems that are connected to the content of the field trip. Talking about the wetlands, I could ask it to create more. So this one, it just had 2 questions, so I could get it to create as many as I want. Okay, let's see what Science Lab does. Create a Science Lab about this page, grade 3. Okay, it lays it out pretty nicely. So observations, using a magnifying glass, observing when we go to the wetlands. So that could be something we could bring with us on the field trip. Not very snazzy looking, but nicely organized. And if I go back to create, I could go to resource. I could say create a fill in the blank worksheet with a vocabulary list. Okay, grade 3. See what it comes up with. Okay, super quick. It's got the lists right there of the content, vocabulary, fill in the blank spot there. Okay, so this is several resources I've created really, really quick. Okay, if I go back to create, let's see what an inquiry worksheet looks like. Okay, so again, you would want to take a look at anything you've created with AI. This question might be not something I would give to grade 3s. Definitely look over it. Also, it doesn't have any indication that it was created by Brisk or AI. So if you are generating this and giving it to your kids, just being aware that my name isn't on this either, but it has been created with the help of AI. So tons of things you can do super quick and on the fly with a website that you might be using for a lot of different situations in your classroom. Let's see if it'll create a word search. Okay, so it looks like it's instructions for creating a word search, but also kind of neat. Okay, let's make a lesson plan and see what happens there. Okay, very cool. So if you look at that, it goes through, gives you the time for everything, the main activity. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 is actually create a mini wetland. So giving them the materials. Okay. Looks pretty basic, but as a jumping off point to go in and add your own flair to it, it's kind of a nice structure. And you could, rather than starting from scratch, you could go in and adjust it to make it your own. So lots of different tools. Brisk has a little icon that just pops up on your screen. So whereas Magic School, you go into Magic School and create everything in Magic School, Brisk kind of just shows up and is ready to help you right there. The give feedback is for student writing, and that would be sort of a different, show you in a different video.